hard times hit Black America hardest. And the optimism and entrepreneurial spirit that had been at the heart of the Harlem Renaissance collapsed almost completely. But the people of Harlem endured. In the cold winter of 1929, Norma Miller, a widow from Barbados, and her two daughters, Norma and Dot, were forced to move out of their apartment across the street from the Cotton Club. As a small girl, Norma had danced to the music of Duke Ellington as it spilled out through the door. The Charleston and Black Bottom, the Shimmy, and the Shim Sham. But now, her mother couldn't come up with the rent. Their new home was a smaller third-floor flat on 140th Street, just behind Harlem's biggest and most beautiful dance hall, the Savoy Ballroom. The Savoy covered a whole city block on Lenox Avenue between 140th and 141st Streets, employed two bands at once so that the music need never stop, and was so popular with dancers that its maple and mahogany floor had to be replaced every 3 years. Just 50 cents on weeknights, 75 cents on Sundays. The Savoy was called the home of happy feet and offered depression-ravished Harlem a respite from its troubles.
The windows was wide open, and so the music can come out, blast right into our living room. Every night we heard this marvelous music. And in those days, in the summer, the fire escape was where you sat to be cool. There was no air conditioning, nowhere. So by sitting on a fire escape, and our fire escape faced the back windows of the Savoy Ballroom. And you ever see shadows when people dance past the windows? You can see figures dancing to that music. And my sister and I would respond to what we saw in the windows of the Savoy, and we would get into the living room and dance to some of the best bands in the world.
For years, Norma listened to the music and dreamed of going inside. In the spring of 1931, she got her chance.
Precisely, it was Easter Sunday, 12 years old. And you know, in those days, you always had a new outfit to go out to church. 4 o'clock, there's a matinee gonna be at the Savoy Ballroom. And after church, I dashed up to Lenox Avenue. And the people that went into the Savoy were sharp. And we used to just stand outside to watch them, and that's what I was doing. We started dancing outside the Savoy Ballroom. And I heard somebody say to me, "Hey, kid." And I turned around, and he said, you. And then I turned around, and I recognized immediately who it was. It was the great Twist Mouth George in a white hat, white suit, white, everything, asking me to come up to the ballroom to dance with him. And he said, "Would you come and dance?" I said, "Would I?" He grabbed me, we dashed up the stairs. And I don't know whether I hit each step, because he had such long legs. And I remember just flying up those stairs with him. And you go through these doors. And I think it was the most beautiful place I'd ever seen in my life. The reds and the greens and the blues. And that was the first time I ever saw a band on a bandstand. I mean, I'd been seeing the shadows. And I'm so excited. He took me over there in the corner and sat me down and brought me a Coke and said, "You sit here and I'll come and get you." And finally, it was his turn for Twist Mouth George to come, and he came and got me, and he said, "Let's go." When they hit that music, all I know is I did everything. He just threw me out. My feet never touched the ground. was screaming, and he put me on top of his shoulders, walked me around the ballroom, and the people is clapping and talking about twist mouth, and he took me right around to the front, right outside, and put me back outside. Greatest moment in my life, and I'm excited. I'm gonna go home and tell my mother and my sister. And then I said, no, I better not say nothing.